Awusangena thina Mavulandlela sanemukela kuphina kuphi lapho nibukela khona mabona ukuthi wakho lohamba phambili SABC 1 Mzansi for sure sitheleka nehlelo lwakho Yilungelo Lakho it's your right njalo ujwayelekile mbukeli nawe ungaba ingcenye lohlelo ngithi kushayela licingo lapha ku 0117146918 noma ku 0117146919 ngaphinde usithumele futhi ne-email ku consumer@sabc.co.za siphinde sitholakale ku Facebook noma ku Twitter. Alright, consumers are often required by suppliers to pay deposits for goods and services. When they change their minds or maybe fail to raise the acquired amount, the supplier withholds their deposits or returns a portion of it. But in what circumstances should consumers expect a refund or not? Batsengela abanyenti abati kahle kahle ukuthi emalungelo abo atsini etimeni efana naleti.
Sayina sivumelwano uphindze ubhadale ne-deposit ngoba ufuna impahla lethide. Kepha kwentekani uma ngabe ushintsha umcondvo?
Abasinikeza back deposit because already basibona already so fakile so no refunds. Kuvame kuba lula kuvame kuba madima abakavama ukubuyisela imali yakho back ukuthi uthathe lenye into leyifunayo.
I-deposit naso ikhokhile sisi angeke usakwazi ukuyitholile i-deposit yakho.
Kuyadependa kule shop olabel. Sometimes bakakunikeza, sometimes angeke bakunikeze deposit yakho.
Bathengeke bathi lokho kwenteka imihla nemalanga. Kepha ngabe umthetho uthini ngaloku? Section 17 we-Consumer Protection Act uthi umthengi unalo ilungelo lekucancela sivumelwano nemthengisi. Ngetulu kwaloko, i-National Consumer Commission ithi
the money that the consumer paid as a deposit remains the property of the consumer until the transaction is concluded.
Lesi sibonelo seliqala lelalethwa ngumthengi ku-National Consumer Commission. I-National Consumer Commission yase ilimikisa ku-National Consumer Tribunal. Kuleli qala, umthengi wathi i-lodge yasemhlanga KwaZulu-Natal yalile kumniketa i-deposit yakhe lide akhansela tinyanga letingu-10 letengcile. Umnikati we-lodge yena wathi i-cancellation policy yakhe ikubeka kucace ukuthi ba kwekuthi umthengi angeke ayithole i-deposit yakhe uma akhansela.
Ordinarily, what we know is that businesses they have terms and conditions, policies or terms and conditions. And these terms and conditions are ordinarily drafted or engineered to favor them as a business. Just because they are drafted to favor you as a business does not necessarily mean that they are compliant with the law.
Ekugcineni, i-National Consumer Tribunal yathi umnikati we-lodge wephule umthetho we-Consumer Protection Act ngekugodla i-deposit yemthengi.
If the supplier suffered a loss, the supplier needs to demonstrate what the loss is that the supplier suffered, how much of that loss the supplier suffered, and maybe also go as far as determining what the actual costs of the service or the goods were that the supplier procured. At the end of the day, it has to be justified and it has to be fair.
Bathengi bayexwayisa kwekuthi bangasayini ivumelwano ngaphambi kokufunda i-cancellation policy yaleyo ndzawo. Kanti futhi uma ngabe bacabanga ukuthi balojiwe kumele baxhumane ne-Consumer Commission, i-Consumer Goods and Services Ombudsman kanye naleminye imitimba lelwela emalungelo ebathengi. Zinhle Dlamini, Yilungelo Lakho.
Awu siyabonga ke lo mbiko leswendele ngizindle Dlamini. Ukukhuluma ke abantu ke ngekukhokhwa nekubuyisela kwema deposit kanye ke nemalungelo akho njengemthengi. Asamukele ke Ouma Ramaru lobuya ehhovisi licatulula tinkinga tebathengi i-Consumer Goods and Services Ombudsman. Siphinze ke sibe na Professor Bonke Dumisa lobuya ke ka National Consumer Tribunal. Lady, gentlemen, welcome to the show. Sanimukele hleleni sanibonani.
Sibingelele.
All right. Ouma ngicela ngawe, I know you've been on the show before, but then awusuthi fahla usikhumbude ukuthi lehhovisi lakho lendani kahle kahle.
Office of Consumer Goods and Services Ombudsman receives complaints from the consumer. And then our job is to mediate, to find a resolution towards the complaints, because in most cases the consumers has disputes against suppliers. So that is basically what our office do on a daily basis.
Okay, so nangabe ngifuna nginenkinga tsite kumele ngente njani ukuze ukuthi nginithole?
Or maunenkinga ne supplier or la uthenge khona, then you can call our call center number, of which when you call we will then capture a complaint based on assessment yoguti le case yakho, is it within our jurisdiction. Consumers need to understand that our office deals with anything that has to do with goods, products and services. If you've paid for such and then you are not satisfied by what you've paid for or what you've received, then the Consumer Goods and Services Ombudsman is the platform.
All right. Now, Professor Dumisa, kuba nale confusion ukuthi lihhovisi labo Ouma nelihhovisi lenu kungathi lenda umsebenzi munye. Asozame ukudifferentiate ukuthi kahle kahle yini lo mehluko emkhathini kwalamahhovisi lamabili.
Asenze umsebenzi owodwa ne-office lo House Ouma. Thina njenge National Consumer Tribunal sithetha amacala afanga ngaphakathi kwawo i-National Credit Act ne-Consumer Protection Act. Abantu mabe nezinkinga mayelana nezinto abazithengile bafaka i-deposit kodwa bengakwazi ukuthi bayithole leyo deposit back, bangeza directly kuthina in this particular case. But ezikhathini eziningi kumele ukuthi uma benenkinga ngento engaphakathi kwe-Consumer Protection Act bafake isikhalazo kwi-National Consumer Commission. Uma i-National Consumer Commission ivumelana nabo ukuthi yabo amalungelo abo alimazekile, isizoza kuthina ngegama layo imele lo mthengi lona ukuthi kuthethwe lelo cala. Uma ibavuna lokho umthengi uyahlomula. Ngesinye isikhathi i-National Consumer Commission ingathi lesikhalazo sifakile nathi asiyiboni inkinga khona, kusho ukuthi iphelela lapho. Umthengi usengeza kuthina njenge National Consumer Tribunal athi cha ngiyakhalaza futhi nokuthi National Consumer Commission nayo ayingivumelanga kodwa ngicabanga ukuthi nginesikhalo. Emveni kwalokho ke sizomlalela sizwe ukuthi uthini. Uma sivumelana naye ukuthi mhlawumbe singamlalela, asikakathethi icala manje, sifuna ukuzwa nje ukuthi singamlalela na. Uma sesemlalele, uma ngabe sivumelana naye and sesenze isinqumo esohambisana naye, uyahlomula lapho. Kodwa nathi emveni kuba sesemlalele sithola ukuthi mhlawumbe i-National Consumer Commission ibiqinisile imithi akanasikhalazo, icala liphelela lapho.
Shothi lihhovisi lenu lindlulisa ema cases from National Consumer Commission?
Yebo, ne-National Credit Regulator.
Okay.
So si-adjudicative body sithetha amacala kanti i-National Consumer Commission ne-National Credit Regulator bona baphenya bazame ukuxazulula izinkinga zabathengi. Thina musufika kuthina asazama ukuyixazulula, sithetha icala ukuthi ubani onenkinga lana.
Shothi you don't find common ground between the supplier and the consumer. Nine nje nithetha nje macala kuphela.
Yes, asizama ukumediate between those two.
Okay.
Lezo ke House Ouma ne-National Consumer Commission ibona abazama ukudila nazo at that level.
Okay.
So ngathi we are an appeal structure of some sort.
Right. So what can we expect from your office? Now we're saying figile ehhovisini. Can I expect to get the recourse that I want from your office alone?
Yebo, umele expect ukuthi uthole i-recourse, but based on the facts, angithi when you've approached the ombudsman as a consumer, so we'll take your story. But we won't run with that story from the onset. What we do, we then escalate what you are saying to the supplier, the person that you are filing dispute against.
Okay.
Now, what we want to do, we want to go to naye alete feedback yakhe, so that we can put the two down. Then sikwazi assess sibone ukuthi where your rights violated now.
Okay.
So that is what we do. However, then when we pick up that your rights were violated, indeed the supplier has contravened the act, then we will mediate the matter. Uguti, supplier, based on this and this, you have done wrong to this consumer.
Okay.
So this is what you need to do. So we'll pass that resolution to the supplier.
Okay.
But if ever the supplier still giving facts to show Uguti he's not agreeing with that, then we go to an extent of inviting both parties to our office.
Right.
Then we sit around the table. Because initially all this communication is going back and forth in email. But then if we are not reaching any conclusion, we invite them, we sit around the table. That is when now we are conducting mediation.
Okay. So Professor, uma ngabe sesihlulene ke nabo Ouma sesibambene ngetihluthu vele kwaCiseka Tshibo sengifuna kutakini ke ehhovisi lenu. What are the steps? Step by step process ukuthi ngifika kanjani kini kuze ukuthi ngithole lelo sitho lengifuna.
Kule matter lena yama deposit ama refund ama deposit. Ungeza straight ke thina uthi ayisengibe nenkinga lapha ya, and then ke thina sesolidalela ke lelo qala sibheke ukuthi yini indaba Ouma kule structure sabo bengavumelananga nawe. But under normal circumstances ema case inajwayelekile kumele ukuthi uqale uyongena ke ku National Consumer Commission nayo imisibheka ngokwayo, and then misiyabuya ithi hayi.
So angeke ngize ngitake in directly.
Yeah, kodwa ikhathe iningi awuzi kuthina directly. Kodwa ke kulena ama deposit cha ungeza kuthina straight.
All right, ake mbukele kwamanje asesizishelele ngasetolo. Please join us after this commercial break. We'll be right back. Sakumula futhi mbukeli, khumbula ukuthi nawe ungaba ingcenye yalolu hlelo ngathi kusishayela icingo ku 011 714 6918 noma ke 011 714 6919. Ungaphinda usithumele futhi ne-email ku consumer@sabc.co.za. Also visit our Facebook page or send us a tweet. All right, saqhubeka nenkulumo yethu ke sinaye ke make Ouma. Ngidawuphinza ngite kuwe ukuthi what sort of dispute have you dealt with? Ngitiphi nje tinkinga lengena cicatulula nje?
Mostly ama cases esiwatholayo, it's when consumers, they are seeking redress, gundaba zama return, ukuthi they've bought something and the product is defective, but the supplier uthi anyakaza kwazi ukuyithatha back, you know. And some of the things esiwatholayo ama complaints afana ama overbooking, like I've booked for something and then something happened in life, things happen, then I want to cancel, but I cannot get my money back, you know. So mostly I will say it's regarding defective products, and the other things is upatale i-service, upatale umuntu ukuthi azokwenzela amakhabethe ekhaya. The next thing lo muntu lo agezi and uphatha imali yakho, or uyeza but wenza into eningavumelana ngayo. So ama dispute esiwatholayo on a daily basis and resolve ama cases anjalo.
Okay. So Professor, what sort of disputes ngitiphi ke tinkinga leni niticatulule letitake directly without having passed the office labo Ouma?
Yabona le case enke nakhuluma ngayo eqaleni lena ye bed and breakfast yasemhlanga. Kukhona amanye ama case ahambisana nalawo. Enye yayo umini ngangiyi-presiding member kuyona.
Okay.
Ngichaze kahle ke leyo case. Kukhona umuntu owafaka i-deposit ethi bazohamba nomndeni wakhe bayohlala ehotela elithize ngoDecember. Bakhokha i-deposit ngoJanuary. Kwase kuba khona inkinga ethize within umndeni. Eyasho ukuthi ngeke basakwazi ukuthi baye lapho kulelo hotel. Wathinta i-bed and breakfast leyo ababezohlala kuyona ethi ngicela ukukhansela i-booking. I-bed and breakfast establishment yathi usayine i-contract and le contract lena isetshenziswa zonke indawo eshoyo ukuthi uma ngabe usukhokhe i-deposit kwi-hospitality industry awuyitholi i-deposit back. Lo muntu wathi but nginenkinga and isikhathi sesiningi hayi bamchitha. Basi icala laseliza kuthina. Sithe maseliza kuthina salibheka sabuza laba be-bed and breakfast ukuthi between uFebruary namanje kuDecember nisho ukuthi anitholanga abantu abazongena kuleyo room but bona besingekho isidingo ngoba usayine i-contract.
Yeah.
We ruled against them on grounds ukuthi abazange bathathe reasonable steps ukuthi babhekelele ukuthi umuntu obekhokhe le deposit lena bebengasivala isikhala sakhe ngokuthi baqashise leyo room bayinikeze abanye. So iyona nkinga esekhona kwamanje kwi-hospitality industry kodwa sesiwathathile ama decisions amaningi izinqumo eziningi lapha sivune khona abathengi ukuthi unalo ilungelo lokuthi noma ngabe uyisayinile leyo contract ukuthi ungathi pull out uma ngabe isikhathi sisekahle because ihotela nalo ne-bed and breakfast nayo kumele bathathe reasonable steps ukunciphisa izindleko zabo. Kodwa uma ngabe kade kufuneka ukuthi uzongena ehotela ngeweekend and then wavele washintsha ingqondo yakho ngoba usufuna uya kwenye indawo yeba kuneze leyo deposit yakho. Kodwa umthetho somewhere uyasho ukuthi uma ngabe mhlambe kade nibhukhe kanjalo kwase kuba khona into efana nesifo a death, then that is a very good point ukuthi ngempela is exceptional case. So kuyofuneka ukuthi so umthetho eSouth Africa indlela owenziwe ngayo awenziwe ukuthi uvune uhlangothi olulodwa. Both sides kufuneka ukuthi batshengise ukuthi benze into nabo if ever beyenziwe kubona nabo bebenga-accepta lokho ukuthi it is reasonable.
Okay. Now, Ouma, having considered all the factors or all the issues that have been brought before you, say a supplier and a consumer, and you find the consumer is actually entitled to reclaim the deposit because he satisfied certain conditions. But then the supplier deposit le consumer. So do you have the capacity to take action against the supplier for withholding that deposit?
Spiwe, as the Ombudsman, Tina amandla wethu aphelela lapho ukuthi sizopasa leyo resolution ukuthi to supplier you have contravened the act based on 1, 2, 3. And simbonise ukuthi as much as you are showing us ukuthi terms and conditions zakho internally ziti, but understand ukuthi there's Consumer Protection Act which no policy will be above that act. So policy iti when you need to pay a deposit to this consumer. And then if you are not coming to the party, then Tina njenge Ombudsman office, then we refer the matter to the National Consumer Commission. Okay. Remember, in National Consumer Commission, mandate wabo is to now investigate the business practice of Leo particular supply.
So it's your office that refers it to the National Commission, not the consumer?
Definitely, no. See, I'm telling you, le matter le is tlulile because this is how we have passed a resolution with the matter, but the supplier is not willing to work with us. So, sisa imetagu National Consumer Commission. Okay. Then we advise the consumer to lodge a complaint with the NCC. Right. So that in complaint yake maingena, then masiba pick up na yetu guti Ombudsman referile, then they run with that.
They run with
yes.
it. Okay, okay. Do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, no, bengfunu guti under these circumstances, consumer lena ingeza nakuthina directly.
Okay.
Yeah. So ama cases amaningi esitele now, iconsumer vele yayizela directly misishayisana nale inkinga
nembala. Hayi ke mbukela sibambe lapho. Phinde sijike ngathi isitolo. Please don't go away. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Ngaphambi kokuthi sichubeke ngenkulumo yethu ke awuthi ngenikhumbulo encingo tethu la e-studio. It's 011-714-6918. Nomage 011-714-6919. They're right there at the bottom of your screens right now. Our email address is consumer@sabc.co.za. Ngaphinda usifole ku Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Tivakashile futfolakala enombolweni lesitanikhombisa dona elihlelweni lisaqhubeka ke. As the show will progress, we'll have their numbers. I guess my Facebook messages that have been coming through. We've got a couple of Facebook messages. The first one from Zubenati Janki. I don't trust this deposit thing because there are a lot of thugs out there. Upinza Kubega atsi phansi nge-deposit. It's not good at all. The best thing is to save your money and take everything in cash. Begzid Mabele Utienaga, I don't do deposits at all because some shops are run by crooks who are there to crook the vulnerable consumers. So it's better to pay cash rather than deposit. Nazim Khutbum Utienaga, if I have changed my mind about a thing that I have laid by, so why is it so hard to give my money back? Yenage Ulapage Gwazakele. All right, before our guest, Ban Penvulege, the Facebook messages, we've got Nobantu from Spring. Sagumugela Shelen Saboya Nobantu. Siapila kunjani ma'am? All right, go ahead. What's on your mind?
Yes, my problem is this. There's this shop over there, Mall F3. And nabe sesengibane lunch suit engiyithandile. Ngabeka deposit of 4,100.
Okay.
Since it's 15 years in the deposit, they've been sending me around. But they told us to deliver within 2 weeks. But since the 16th of March, I'm told any improvement, the way forward as to when are they going to deliver. At first, they said that the papers are mixed up. A bunch of good team. The Baba blood loss, imagine with blood loss. Manager get also special stroke. So they can't move. They're still waiting for the head office of which in that case. So I don't know whether then a phone would say deposit back, but I wanted to get my stuff because it was reasonable since the shop was opening. And if they do have the goods warehouse level, I don't know why banga delivery.
Yeah, and actually, you've got every right to get your stuff. But then Nobantu Sabonga Kulgus Shaila. All right, yeah. How would you respond to Nobantu's case?
I will say, act young protector usisi. Those are the kind of complaints that we receive on a daily basis. The shops, bazotata aba deposit wabatu, then they promise to deliver on X day, and that never happened. But usisi mela akumbuluguti, act itiguye, if ever the supplier I deliver on the agreed time and date, she has the right to cancel and not to be charged penalties. Because I'm afraid this dragging, most of the time based on the outcomes of the complaints that we deal with, the product or the goods, it's not there. Yeah. And if he's going to source it, it's going to come to a house being defective.
Okay, so in the case, what's the next step?
Office of Consumer Goods and Services Ombudsman, then we will interact in a supplier. Because sometimes the suppliers, it's not like aganayo leo furniture, but just dragging and postponing. True. So once they get communication from the Ombudsman, then they act. Of which it's unacceptable because they need to create good customer relations, nama customer wabo. But we see those things happening on a daily basis. Yeah. But in her case, she has the right to cancel and not to be charged any penalties, or we can push for the product to be delivered. But I'm just afraid, based on the experience, those products, they will come defective because the buying of time, I'm sure Usa's source somewhere. Sure. Yes.
Sure. Now, Professor, do you want to add into that and maybe some of the messages that have been coming?
Yeah, no. Bengifuna uku-add kulokho ukuthi ngiyavumelana no-Ausoma lana ukuthi i-customer linayo entitled ukuthi lithole deposit back ngoba isikhathi okuvunyelene ngaso akabadeliveranga so ngathi uzothola ufuna imali yakhe yonke injalo no penalties. Ebengifuna uku-add nje ukuthi kumthetho kukhona lana okuthiwa uma ngabe uorde into ethize specialize customize okusho ukuthi eyenzelwe wena nje lapho kamalungelo akho athi ukuncipha and ngizochaza ukuthi umthetho usho ukusholane lokho uma ngabe ufaka ideposit ngoba ufuna ukuthi uthungelwe isuit kanokusho efana nawe nje uma ngabe emveni kwalokho usuthi hayi ngithatha isikhathi eside ngifuna ideposit yami bazoyenza njani lesuit
so lapho ke
yenzelwe wena yakho omunye umuntu ezomfitha so lapho ke sokubhekwa nezinye izinto
okay
yabethi ngisheshe ngiqede lo
so lapho ke in that particular instance ke kwendeke njani ke what normally happens
kubhekwa ukuthi what is reasonable ngoba phela noma ngithi lena is custom made for me if ever kade ngiorderele lesuit ukuthi ngiye ngayo ku July uma isigcina ifike ngo-August angisayidingi so lapho ke ngizodemand i-deposit yami back in full kodwa uma bekwazile ukuthi bayi-deliver before July that is still reasonable even if mhlambe bayi-deliver 5 days later then isikhathi esivumelane ngaso so into esisho ukuthi umthetho awuveli nje uthi yilokhu kodwa ubheka ukuthi yeziphi izinto zolonke lisebenzisile le gama lokuthi what is reasonable okunobulungiswa
yes all right in some other cancellation policies from various companies kuneligama nje labasanza kulisebenzisa ukuthi reasonable and fair so after the break sitawukhuluma ngayo ukuthi what is reasonable and what is fair let's take a break and we'll be right back unganyakade siyabuya khona manje Sakumula futhi mbukeli sakhuluma ngenzaba deposit emalungelo lonawo wena njengemthengi ekubuyiselweni imali yakho la e-studio ke sina Ouma Ramaru ubuya e-office lemcathulo lidinginga tebathengi i-Consumer Goods and Services Ombudsman siphinze ke sibe na Professor Dumako. All right, Sina, sorry, Professor Dumisa, I beg your pardon. All right, our participation lines here in studio, they are on your screens right now, 0117146918. Okay, Sina, Nkosindiphile ulapha eKZN. Sakumukela Nkosindiphile, sawubona?
Yebo kunjani?
Siyaphila kunjani baba?
Ngiphila, nginenkinga lana. Kushuthi ngathenga indlu December. Ngithenga from uNomsakhokhe. Nomsakhokhe umhlanga lo izole. His account izole umhlanganiswa uNomsa. Nomsakhokhe then izole in so if you are like to into that the cash. So we understand that Madam, from the manual law of society, this guy is not an attorney. So money and I'm going to last December.
Nkosindiphile, your line is really bad. Sicela ukuthi umuve kancane khona tokhona kuyibamba kahle network.
Okay.
All right. Noma ke stop in the sikushayele khona manje but nje sicela ukuthi umuve kancane la ukhona khona ukuthola indzawo langathi tawubamba khona i-network. All right, we'll definitely call Nkosindiphile a little bit later. But then before we went to the ad break, you were referring to that matter wherein a custom-made good is being made for a consumer. Now, it brings us to the issue of reasonable, because according to Section 17 of this Act, the Consumer Protection Act, it says, I'm going to quote it verbatim, it says, for the purposes of this section, a charge is unreasonable if it exceeds a fair amount in the circumstances. What is reasonable and what is fair?
Si ngaphandle ukuthi siqale phansi sivula ama dictionary sizama ukuchaza lama term uma sikhuluma ngento reasonable sikhuluma ngento esithi uma ngabe omunye umuntu ama lawyers ayakhuluma about the man in the street uma ngabe omunye umuntu obesezicathulweni zakho ubezithola ekulesi simo yena ubezo kwenze njani. And then uma ngabe omunye ubengenza ngendlela ehlukile ngendlela owenze ngayo kusho ukuthi izinqumo ozothathile then mhlawumbe azikho reasonable. Now ifairness ingena kuphi? Ifairness ithi akube khona ubulungiswa sibheka amacala womabili ngoba uma ungabe sithatha izinqumo nje ngoba sithi sihambisana nohlangothi olulodwa noma ngabe lu wrong, then kusho ukuthi ayikho i-fairness. Asike sithathe i-case enje. Umuntu ngolesihlanu uyahamba uyothatha ingubo kanokusho ngoba kuzobe khona iJuly handicap ngomgqibelo. Afike econsa lapha kwiJuly handicap. Kujwayele ukuthi izulu line uma kuyiJuly handicap. Line izulu anethwe imvula igqoke leyo nto leyo. Ngomsombuluko useyiphindisa esitolo uthi hayi le ngubo lena ayingilingani.
Angayigqoki.
Angayigqoki. And then abantu basesitolo bathi hayi bo le ngubo
inganinuka iperfume.
So lapho ke ilento abesitolo banelungelo lokuthi bathi asingeke esithathe le ngubo. And then isinqumo esisobavuna sizobe sitshengisa ifairness.
Okay. All right. We'll hear you your side of the view, but then Sina Ngosingphile, our guest is back on the line. Sakumwela futhi Ngosingphile hlelweni sawubona?
Yebo ngiyantuleka.
Siyaphila sathema ukuthi line lakho seli right manje.
Ngiphila namkhithi ngilenkinga la ngathenga indlu 2015 bekuDecember. Ngihlangana unomsa Jorge. Isela of the house. Then ngihlanganisa no David Mzobe, that guy acted as an artist. So I deposit money in 150,000 who David Mzobe. So man fake imali ku-David Mzobe unomsabe angafuni ukukhuluma. So umzobe ngafuna ukuthi ngicela i-refund imali yami. So umzobe ngafuna uku-refund imali yami ukuthi kumele ngiye-court of law. Sohlanganyele ne-court of law.
All right. Ay manje ngelishwa asikuva manje ngabe sicala emanga nasingathi siyakuva kepha ke siyabonga kakhulu ukusishayela Ngosingphile. That was Ngosingphile, but unfortunately we couldn't hear what you were saying.
No, bengithi in short nje ngimzwile kancane ukuthi uthini. Izinkinga ezihambisana nezinto esibiza nge-immovable property azingeni ngaphansi kwe Consumer Protection Act. So vele nje kusho ukuthi bese ngesikwazi ukuthi simphendule noma ngabe sizwe yonke into abeyisho.
So ngamele siyithathe kulenye platform.
Ayi kwenye platform.
Yes.
Konje inzaba ye reasonable, what is reasonable and what is fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Masibheka e-ofisini lethu if then i-consumer is anenkinga yokuthi ufeel ukuthi this was not reasonable or i-cancellation fee, like uprofessor sekashilo ukuthi reasonable ifaka izinto eziningi. So i-act ayikho specific ukuthi how much is reasonable, ayinikeza i-percentage. So if wena njenge-consumer ne-supplier anizwani, when you bring your dispute to the Ombudsman, he will then sit down and assess ukuthi azame uku-obtaina what is reasonable.
Okay.
I will take an example like lesiqale ngayo ya ifamily beyibhukhe emhlanga and all that.
Yes.
So i-cancellation fee, uzothola ukuthi the supplier communicated the cancellation fee in advance, of which is a good thing. However, when that thing izoyenzakala, ufeel ukuthi the cancellation fee it's not reasonable. Awumelanga uhlale uthi hayi ngoba vele bekayikhulumile ayikho into engayenza. But makube ufeel ukuthi ayikho reasonable, then you approach the Ombudsman. Then the Ombudsman will take things as far nokuthi bekuyinini leso sikhathi bobhukhe i-vacation njengoba uprofessor bekasho ukuthi bazombuza i-supplier, couldn't you have tried ukuthi nithole abanye abantu kule space salabantu. So those are the factors esisibhekayo njenge-Ombudsman office to say, okay, now in our conclusion, we are saying this amount omcharger yona is not reasonable based on 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So irreasonable amount, we cannot sit here and say this will be right. We need to gather all those facts and assess.
All right. Hayi kwamanje mbukeli asasithathe likhefu lethu lekugcina. Please join us after this break. We'll be right back. Sakumukela futhi mbukeli sachubeka futhi nale nkulumo yethu. Now Professor, there's this clause kuma cancellation policies of various companies or suppliers, non-refundable deposit. So lo mthetho loyo, does it still stand? Can I challenge it in court?
It depends ukuthi kweyiphi area, but nje ngingakutshela if ever leyo nto iyangena ngaphansi kwe-Consumer Protection Act, sizothi it's illegal because we cannot have that. However, uma ngabe kuyenye i-field lena njengoba mhlambi kade ufaka i-tender and then kuthiwa non-refundable deposit of so much, leyo ke ayisezike kuthina, it's another area engafall under i-Consumer Protection Act. Ngoba thina
Futhi mina lele ngithenge leyo tender document nga 1000 rand angisiyo ini consumer.
hayi uyithenge njenge-business person.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a consumer transaction, it's a business transaction.
All right, Ouma.
Yes, just to add on what Professor is saying, Guti, once you bring yourself forth as a business, you need to understand, Uguti, Consumer Protection Act, it's for individuals, and then if you are a business, you need to be making an annual turnover at less than 2 million. So once you apply for a tender, obviously you are making above.
200 million rands.
Yes, you are making above. So a CPA does not have provision for you. However, Guma goods and services, really, non-refundable deposit are equal. You don't even have to challenge it in court. Hence, we've got offices like ours, the Ombudsman. You approach the Ombudsman, we look into the matter, and the matter gets resolved at that level. You don't even need to go to court.
All right.
Yes.
We've got Beksisa on the line. Sakumukela Beksisa ehlelweni sawubona.
Ninjani.
Siyaphila unjani baba?
Siyaphila nathi. Ngubhekisisa mina mthetho la ngila etanda kokusebenza. Inkinga yami imi kanje. Ulonyaka lo uqala ngabhalisa ingane esikoleni cishe kwangabo March kanje. If izofunda kwi-private school. Inkinga ke uma sengibhalisile ngayikhokhela lo 1200 okwenza ukuthi ngiyikhokhe yofunda ngoba yayifuna ukukhuphula ama-point ayo so yaphatha kodwa ayiphathanga kahle. Ma isibhalisile siyikhokhela imali so kufanele ke manje iyogcwalisela i-forms esikoleni ayifunda kuzo. Ma iyaya kulesi lesifithi ukuthi ama-forms asehambile. Kodwa uma ngibheka ukuthi ubudedengu kwaba khona nala esikoleni ngokuthi nazake bamgqugquzele nanolwazi lokuthi sheshe uyobheka ama-forms lapha kungenzeka sheshe ahambe ngalezi izathu. Okay, ahamba ama-forms. Mase sibuyela-ke lapha esikoleni-ke sobachaze ukuthi ama-forms ingane wafice sehambile. Sicela ukuthi basibuyisele back imali ngoba nayo ingane ayisafundanga. Impendulo yabo besithi bona akuyona into edinga wona leyo. Abakwazi ukuyibuyisa imali ngoba ingane besibhalisile besifundile lo 2 days, mshoni ya 2 days. Emva kwalokho-ke kusho ukuthi-ke silweke ngendlela esalwa ngalo begcine bebuyisa u-500 u-700 bagcine bengawubuyisi. Manje asazi ukuthi singasizakala kanjani lapho noma iqiniso likhona lapho ukuthi badle le mali abayithathayo asazi.
Okay, Beksisa, we do understand. Yeah, at least we get your point. But then thank you so much for your call and for your time. Our guests will definitely help you. Now, Ouma, how would you respond to Beksisa?
Inkinga kababa la siyayithola nje Ombudsman office, we do get such complaints zesikolo. However, sithanda ukubhekisisa complaint ukuthi nature yakhona injani mayi relate nesikolo because those we will refer to Department of Education. However, magune indaba ye refund, then it has to retain to the Ombudsman ngoba manje it's an issue yokuthi ubaba obhadalile imali and then i-service or whatever training azange izenzakale, so he needs to get his refund back. Okay. So those are the things that we can look into as the Ombudsman office. Ubaba ngasifonela e-office then we can take his complaint.
All right, siyabonga kakhulu.
Kodwa engakusho lana ngoba sike saphikisana ngale ndaba nenye tribunal member ethi now uma ingane zi-apply endaweni ethize and then zingathathwa kufuneka i-refund, athole i-refund yalapho. Angazi mina ngibuye ngenye indlela ukuthi uma ingane zi-applyela ey'koleni ezahlukehlukene ngempela uma ngabe enga-admithwanga lapho
Yeah.
Really pushing for it. It's my personal opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. South Africa, you have spoken through social media. Let's now take a look at some of the Facebook messages that have been coming through. Sina Nazim Khutbum, as consumers, we must be protected because this is our own hard-earned cash, and these shop owners are rude. Pilani Scott Sibusiso, I must get my money back as a consumer. If the supplier fails to supply what I required, there must be mutualism. And Mdeni Ngubane Hopewell utsi mina ngicela ukubuza ukuthi bangenelela uzona zonke izitolo noma bangenelela kulezo ezi-registered kuphela na. Khanyile Clifford utsi I just want to know where can we go to complain here in Durban. Well, South Africa, thank you so much for those Facebook messages that have been coming through. Now, before you tackle those messages, I just need to ask both of you to advise the viewers and the consumers. Some suppliers hide behind these policies that I've just spoken before, which favor them, such as the returns policies. But then what they don't know is that if those policies are in violation of the CPA Act, then they are meaningless.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you advise the consumers and viewers about this?
If ever a consumer feel that policy meaningless, kufuneka baye because tinama office ethu national kodwa siko Pretoria and ama office house Ouma nabo ala eGauteng. Kuleyo naleyo province ngesixhosa bathi kulelo nalelo phondo kunama consumer offices. Lawo ma provincial consumer offices ayathatha izikhalazo zabathengi amese dealer now kodwa ke uma ngabe engakwazi ukudila nawo awadlulisele lapha kuthina nationally.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, asasikhulumeni ngenzaba ye online shopping. Say ngibona na isudu ngisayibhadalela nanyalo. Ngibona na isudu ku internet. All right, ngiyayithanza lesudu ngiyayithenga bayangicharge whatever amount lebangicharge yona. But then nasayifika lapha ngibona ukuthi hayi man akusile sudu ngibonile lapha ku internet noma ke sitfombeni noma ke ayingilingani ayingfit noma ke it's a different color that I've ordered. Am I protected under law, under the CPA Act, to reclaim my deposit? Because according to Section 20, Wale Act CPA read with Section 19, if a consumer did not have an opportunity to see or inspect the goods before purchase, then he can do that upon delivery. But if upon delivery, we are he's got the right to refuse that delivery. So in that particular instance, I think the CPA favors the supplier, not the consumer. Yet it should favor both parties.
Okay, in terms of ordering online, the online transaction is regulated in terms of Communication Transaction Act. So, gunamanyama act ayenzakalayo lapho online, of which CPA cannot step in because it's restricted guleyo act, the Online Communication Transaction Act. Okay. However, as an Ombudsman office, we do look into complaints as online. Magube wena, as a consumer, you are saying you have ordered and you've paid, but the delivery is not yet coming forth. Then we will take your complaint and look into that. However, the section we quotayo, indeed, Magube, you didn't get a privilege or examiner a product, then you are given 10 business days to complain if ever there's something whatever that has been delivered to you.
All right.
But when we deal with Online Transaction Act, we become careful because when we go to the Transaction Act, then it fights the CPA.
Okay.
However, on the basis you've paid, because most of the time they want you to pay cash.
Cash, yes.
Yes, so that they can deliver. But about deliver. The one example that is coming in my mind, you are purchasing something for a birthday gift,
yes,
and you specifically say, this is for the birthday, Yang X day. Then they promise that they will deliver a day before.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Now, Professor, in closing, can you advise the viewers and consumers about their rights and responsibilities when it comes to this?
Ngifuna ukukhuthaza abalaleli nababhekile lapha ukuthi abenze sure ukuthi bayayifunda i-Consumer Protection Act ne-National Credit Act ngoba banawo lamalungelo kodwa bawasebenzisi. Sithola ukuthi idlanzana nje elisebenzisa lamalungelo kanti uhulumeni uthe bathengi naka amalungelo.
Unfortunately, we have to end it there. But then, Professor Ouma, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. I can bugele sisifike emaphethelweni alhlelo wethu la namhla. Sibonge edvakashi tethu lokuhlanganyela nathi kuleli hlelo. Ngithanda ukubonga nani babukeli ngekuba ingcenye yaleli hlelo kube manje. Please join us again next week for yet another live consumer affairs discussion. Ngaphinza nibukele futhi ingcenye lephinziwe leli hlelo njalo ngaboLesine ebusuku ngensimbi elishumi mahamba phambili SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. From Miss Mpiwe Ngongwane and the whole team, thank you so much for watching.